Hi everyone, I hope everyone is having a great week. This week I wanted to kind of touch base on how to increase movement in throughout your day. This does accompany, your weight loss journey, and even outside of that as well, it's super important to get physical activity in throughout the day. It's not my exact specialty, but I do have some tips and tricks that I think that might help some people along the way. So let's get started. Alright, so as far as recommendations go for physical activity, it is recommended that we get about 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity in throughout the week, and then of course 2 days of muscle strength training. And I know this sounds kind of like a lot, but that's not 150 minutes a day. It's, can be broken up more into about 30 minutes a day for just 5 days a week. So it's not as bad as it sounds. Alright, so why exercise? So exercise is super important. Studies have shown that it can improve brain health, our mental well-being. It can help, of course, with weight loss and weight management. It can be shown to reduce the risk of certain diseases, whether that be cardiovascular, diabetes, even some cancers. It also, of course, strengthens our bones and muscles, and it has the ability to help improve us with our everyday movements by increasing our balance and strength overall. Alright, so I did just want to provide some examples talking about the difference between like moderate to vigorous intensity workouts and to strength training, which the strength training is recommended to do about twice a week. So as far as strength training, that can be lifting weights or it can be doing different workouts that promote muscle strength, especially targeting in different areas. Some of these things may include like crunches, push-ups, squats, planks, different things like that that can really help us build our muscle and our balance. As far as the other activities for like moderate to vigorous intensities, of course it depends on how much work you put into each activity you do. But some examples I've listed are walking, water aerobics, cycling, jogging, running, swimming, and then of course participating in different sports, whether it be basketball or tennis. And of course there's more on here. Those are just kind of some things that I added on the list. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit more about the association with weight loss and exercise. So studies have shown that as we, start to work out and increase some of this muscle mass more than we had before, it can increase our BMR, and our BMR is a basal metabolic rate, and that's what we burn as far as calories, just sitting at rest. So if you think about it, the higher your BMR is, the more calories you're going to burn throughout the day. This is also why it's important for maintenance because, it's going to help keep you balanced as far as what you're eating, when you're burning it right off. I do want to add this in here though, that muscle does weigh a little bit more than fat. So as we're going along through this journey and we are building our muscle mass, we might see the number on the scale go up just a little bit. But that might be because we are building muscle mass and losing fat. So sometimes, when it comes to the scale, don't freak out too much if you've been working out a lot and you see your numbers go up. That's when it's more important to celebrate the little wins and to, your body composition overall is you're going to start seeing those physical changes yourself and so are others. So I just wanted to keep that in mind because I know that scale can be kind of defeating sometimes, but that muscle mass does have a difference on your overall body composition and how many calories you burn throughout the day. Okay, so now I just wanted to give you all some tips to maybe increase movement throughout your day. A big one for me is just parking away further in the parking lot, so when I'm going to the store or wherever, because that right there is just some easy steps that you're able to get in. And then of course, aiming to take the stairs instead of the elevator. Maybe you can start off small, if you're on the 4th floor, instead of going all the way up to the 4th floor, start with taking 1 or 2 flights and then, take the elevator up or, go for all 4. Do whatever you think will get you there. Sometimes it's fun to have a little goal setting when it comes to things like that. Some more ideas are to split up your exercise throughout the day. So let's say we're aiming for that 30 minutes that we want to get in. Maybe 30 minutes at once might be a little too much, but if we can do 3 short 10-minute walks throughout the day, that can count for those 30 minutes overall. Next, I have to get outside and find some indoor projects. On days where I'm feeling I don't have a lot of motivation and I don't want to get up and get that workout in, sometimes I just tell myself to just get up and find something to do around the house, whether that be, vacuuming, cleaning, because those things like those will also gonna help you burn calories. So that's kind of my advice with that. When you're in a rut, try to find something else to do. Any activity is movement, can still count. Then I have on here, join a fun club or group or even a gym. These are like yoga, Zumba, or even water aerobics. Just making sure that you're finding something you like is what's really important, especially when it comes to sticking with it for the long run. And then I even put on here some fun things, or also like TV workouts, or even dancing in the kitchen while you're doing your dishes or cooking. And just get creative with your workouts. Go hiking, include some hula hooping, or get on a little trampoline every once in a while. There's all sorts of ways to increase your movement throughout the days, and these are just kind of some examples. Okay, so whenever we're starting something new, it's always important to get into the what, why, when, and how. So, maybe for you, your personal why is that you are wanting to work out because you're wanting to feel a little bit better, be able to move a little better, or maybe you're wanting to cast a shadow on your family of increasing physical activity altogether. So we're all improving our health. Your reason might be different than other people's, but just keep in mind, why am I doing this? What is my reason? And then, of course, your win. Life gets really hectic, so when you're able to plan ahead a little bit, just kind of like with the meal planning concept, setting yourself up for success and, setting a time and a place to do things are going to help you stick with it. And the more you do it, the more likely you are going to kind of enjoy it, and it's going to become into a habit. So, and then, of course, your how. Do you want to just start by walking? Or is your goal, to take the steps instead of the elevator? Just fit it in, wherever you can, and get creative and challenge yourself along the way. Okay, so of course I had to throw a cute little motivational quote in here, and it's by Jim Rohn. It says, motivation is what gets you started, and habit is what keeps you going. So that's why, back on the other slide, I do think it's really important to identify your why and keep that as your motivation throughout as you go. And the longer you do it, the more longer you are to stick with it. So I just thought that was a cute little quote to throw in here. Okay, so once we get started on the journey, I know for some of us it might be hard to kind of stick with it, or maybe, we're doing really good for 2 weeks, and then that third week, we just kind of fall off the wagon and we have a really hard time getting back into it. So I did just want to share some lifestyle maintenance tips about, working out that I have. First is to, of course, make the experience enjoyable. If you really can't stand cycling or working on the treadmill for even like 10 to 15 minutes or however long, then I would suggest definitely not doing that and finding something that you more enjoy. And then take breaks when needed. Sometimes when we first get started, for 2-3 days in a row, we can, go really hard, push ourselves a lot, and just be super sore that next day. When it comes to stuff like that, it is important to take breaks when we need them. And then I like this to just create a little monthly tracker and to help you celebrate the little wins. This can kind of help keep you accountable, and maybe you can even put like a little sticker on your calendar for days that you were able to, have a nice workout. And then so this one's, I like this one too. So, change it up every once in a while with a new activity and just keep things exciting. If you're doing the same exact thing over and over again, it might get a little boring sometimes, or sometimes you might like that. But just always be thinking of the next thing that you could be trying to kind of help keep the motivation going. And then another thing is to just always focus on your why and the long-term benefits to keep you motivated, and always just be sure to be proud of your accomplishments throughout the way. Sometimes, physical results might take a little bit longer than we would like for them to happen, but don't give up, and so just always be proud of yourself and just always keep going. And then down here I have prioritize consistency over intensity. So that just means, just be proud of yourself for, starting this new habit and getting into it. It doesn't exactly have to be crazy workouts or things like that. So just trying to make sure you're getting in your simple steps or different things like that, or whatever your personal goals are. So to wrap up, I did just want to share cute little 2 ideas for like fun workout examples that are a little different. I know for me, sometimes I just like to go home and, binge watch one of my favorite shows. I think we all can be guilty of that. So sometimes, if I hear a funny word or character do something, I'll try to do 10 jumping jacks or something like that just to get my heart rate going up a little bit and to just get me up and off the couch. This is just kind of an example of one. This is for like the Modern Family TV show, if you all have ever heard of that. But it says, for example, Mitch uses some dry sarcasm, get up and do 15 jumping jacks. So, you can look up things like this to do, or you can kind of make up your own creative workout that you want to do while watching TV, or, this one over here talks about a song workout. Maybe when you get home, just turn on your favorite song and, certain segments do certain things. There's just so many different ways to be creative with it and to make it more of a enjoyable experience for yourself. But that's kind of all I have for this week. If anyone has any suggestions or wants to hear something or needs a little bit more resources about something, just let me know. Other than that, we're going into the weekend here soon, so I hope you'll have a great weekend, and I will see you all next week.